Hey gang, Jeff Reinhart here with you. How's it going? Week 6, LL League football. Probably say this on all three of these videos, but I've had a goofy week. I have an ear infection and I'm a little loopy and not with it 100%, but I'm hanging in there and we press on. So LL League football, week 6, halfway point. Everybody's played 5. And section races are taking shape. And a lot of good games this week. And this is the Section 1 video. Get you some quick hitters here off the top of my head about the 4 Section 1 games. One really good game off the top. I'll start you with this one. For first place, a couple of 2-0s going at it in Landisville. Wilson Bulldogs come to Lancaster, and they'll take on Hempfield, a couple of 2-0 teams. Hempfield playing really well here. They got off to the 0-3 start, then they beat Penn Manor, then they beat McCaskey. Doing some good things. Joe Gamble, well up over 700 rushing yards. I want to say he's second in the league. 119 carries. So Hempfield is riding Joe Gamble a lot, and he's coming through, making plays, scoring touchdowns. They'll welcome Wilson. Bulldogs have won 4 in a row here. They're kind of smoking, picking up speed. Beat Cedar Crest pretty good last week, 42-6. 4 wins in a row for Wilson. Number 1 defense in the league, giving up 183 yards a game. Bulldogs have only given up 335 rushing yards, so there's the crux of this matchup right here. Joe Gamble and Hempfield's rushing attack against the number 1 rush defense and number 1 overall defense in the league. Wilson looking for 5 wins in a row, and Bulldogs are up to 24 wins in a row in Section 1 play, dating back to 2007. Actually, I saw the game that they lost. It was at Manheim Township on a rainy night. And the Streaks beat them, and that seems like an eternity ago. And that's the last time Wilson has lost a Section 1 game. So, got to go behind enemy lines here and play a hot Hempfield team for first place. And I said this the other day. I haven't typed or said Hempfield first place showdown in a while, so good for those guys. First place game, Wilson at Hempfield on Friday. Okay, next up, let's go Manheim Township. They're the other 2-0 team here, tied for first in the section. Blue Streaks get a road game. They'll go over to Lebanon and play Cedar Crest. Falcons are still struggling here a bit, riding another losing streak. They're 0-5, 0-2 in the section. Had a rough one with Wilson last week. Garrett Levengood, the first team all-section quarterback last year for Cedar Crest. He was injured last week in the Wilson game. Nick Cascarino came in and played. I would assume if Levengood can't go against Manheim Township, that Cascarino would get the snaps and be the guy there. And he's played. He's not a total newbie here. He's been in and thrown passes this season. He and Levengood were sharing some time early on, so Cascarino knows the drill. He's been through this. So if he needs to start and play, he'll be fine. They'll get a township team that is hot, to say the least. And don't forget, they lost week 1 in overtime to Central Dolphins. So they're an OT 7-point loss for me, and 5-0 here. But 4 wins in a row. Kept it going last week with a 26-3 win at Warwick. Kyle Bushong had 3 touchdown catches. Brendan Scott, take a look on the page, had a post up the other day. He's climbing up the charts here on the township quarterback records. Been telling you for a year or so that he's going to sniff some of Bostic's stuff before he's done, and he's catching up. So, second in career yards and second in career completions, I want to say. Take a look for the post on the page. You can read about Brendan and what he's doing. So, Township's playing well, and they'll take a 4-game winning streak to Cedar Crest. Okay, 2 more. McCaskey, 0-2 and 0-5. Oi. And Jonathan Holligo, the quarterback, got hurt last week in the Hempfield game. I was getting some texts back and forth from some coaches. Looks like he has a knee. Don't know his availability for this week. I went into the whole injury thing the other day on one of these videos, and it's just really tough reporting injuries and who's hurt and who's not and who's playing. And again, this is not the NFL, so I kind of report what I know. And I know that Julio went out last week in the Hempfield game. Don't know his status for this game. At Penn Manor, by the way. Red Tornado goes over to Millersville. They'll get Penn Manor coming off a very good win over Ephrata, 42-7. So much for my upset special pick last week. I thought Ephrata would hang there and maybe pick off Penn Manor, which was coming off a loss. But Penn Manor got back to business. A couple touchdowns for Adam Saad on the ground. Very sneaky here. Penn Manor's defense is like top 5 in the league, and they're number 1 in the league in turnover ratio. I think they're +7, so very opportunistic Penn Manor, and they've only given up 63 points, which is least in the league. So their 1-1 record and 3-2 record overall is a little deceiving. And Penn Manor needs a win here to stay in the race and get to 2 wins because Comets still have to play Township and Wilson. So, some interesting Section 1 games coming up. McCaskey at Penn Manor. Last one, big one, rivalry game. The George Mail Trophy will be in the house at War Memorial in Ephrata, which will host Warwick. A couple of 0-2 teams, yes. And Warwick only has 1 win, and Ephrata is 0-5. But you kind of throw out the records in this game. Big time, I hate to say bitter, but, you know, big time backyard rivals. This game always seems to be close, no matter what the records are. Like I said, I think last year it was a touchdown game, and Warwick ended up, you know, going to districts, and Ephrata only had the 2 wins, but Ephrata gave him a real tussle over and led its last season. So keep an eye on Warwick with the quarterback spot. I've been talking about this for a while. Zach Hurst came back last week from the shoulder. He got his first couple of snaps. I think I read that he got hurt again or something, and he was out of the game. So I think 4 different kids have played quarterback for Warwick this year, so that's been kind of messy. Keep an eye on that. Somebody gets a section win here. And again, huge rivalry, fun night, good game for the community. Warwick at Ephrata. See if the Mounts can get their first win this season. Okay, Section 1. Wilson and Hempfield for first place. See if Manheim Township can stay up there tied for first at Cedar Crest. McCaskey at Penn Manor. And the rivalry game, Warwick at Ephrata. That's your Section 1 slate. As for the live blog this week, I'm going to go to Manheim and check out a second place, Section 2 first place showdown, I said. LS at Manheim Central. Don't forget, Pioneers beat them twice last year, including game in districts. So that'll be your live blog on Friday. That's all I have for now. That's video number 1 of the week. Sorry about my ear and my head. I'm just very loopy here. So stay tuned for more stuff on the page the rest of the week. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.